Moon and motherfucking Gemini. So, of course, we got this Moon and Gemini right now. Shout out to all my Moon and Geminis. The macabre spotlight is on you at the moment. So, of course, it's time for you to shine and show what it's about when expressing these communication skills, expressing, analyzing the details, expressing that fast-moving planet. Try not to feed into anxiety and worry during this time, too. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, too, because it's also going to play a perspective depending on how you vibrate. You could be taking on too many projects during this time. You could be very analytical. You could be very curious. You could be very high-minded during this time. Try to make sure you having that equilibrium, that balance, which is the air sign. Try not to put yourself out there too mutable because the moon is still waxing. So make sure you want to be playing good seeds during this time, putting yourself on the spotlight, communicating, and of course, making sure your environment and everything is up to tack. You want to make sure you communicate with your siblings. Siblings might be getting very close to you during this time, depending on how y'all play out, depending on your circumstance, situation. But of course, when we got this moon in Gemini, it's supposed to be reacting, responding to ways of thinking and communication, intellect, rationalization. Pick up a book, read about yourself, know about yourself, something like that. This will play into terms of basically planting seeds towards the left brain, the logical perspective, the way you intellect, the way you rationalize things. That's looking on the opposite end, despite the right brain, which is, of course, that would be playing with the moon, the intuition. It may be very hard for certain zodiac signs, of course, for Jupiter, and of course, Neptune's. Jupiter's and Neptune, which will be Sagittarius. And also, this will be a hard time for Pisces, depending on how it's going to play out. Also, it's going to be like a different perspective when we're talking about these elements and these planets that can play out on a huge, broad perspective. But of course, let's get into these energies real fast too. So we got what the fuck is this? So basically, if you got Gemini in your first house, you're gonna be basically going through experiences when it comes to one-on-ones, groupings, and of course, your environment. Try not to be seen into a circumstance or situation where things is not radically playing into your perspectives. You may be in a group as to where you could be seen as having a curse or a gift during this time. Other people may appreciate you, or others may not appreciate you during this time. So make sure you paying attention towards your surroundings and planting the right seeds during this time. When you got Gemini in the second house, this is basically intellect, thinking, the communications when it comes to the things you truly desire and truly resonate with. You may go to the extremes with this. Try to make sure you pretty much utilizing a stable foundation, putting practice into perspectives, and making sure that you're not giving into any laziness or not having a clear set, because this can put you in a circumstance situation where you may be valuing the wrong things or may be valued by the wrong people during this time. So try not to be too petty. Try not to be too compassionate about other people during this time. Try to make sure you're putting yourself first, making sure you're protecting your worth and of course your values during this time. So yeah, make sure you taking care of that. Also, when we got Gemini in the third house, this is basically dealing with private surroundings, circumstances, and situations. So when it comes to this circumstance situation, try not to put yourself out there. Try not to be seen as too talkative during this time, because people, places, and things that you're communicating with may not be in your best interest. And of course, you don't really play games and you don't really have time for having a practical routine or having a passionate perspective. So make sure you be very passionate about how you think and communicate. Yes, you have very clear mind. I have very clear mind. But of course, if it's not cleared onto the right things, and if you're not utilizing or planting good seeds in your surroundings, these things will frustrate you down the line. And of course, we only got a day and a half before the sun goes into motherfucking Aries, and of course the moon will basically be going into motherfucking Cancer. So of course, that's the equinox right there, spring equinox. And of course we got Cancer, which is the strongest moon placement, which that's gonna be, damn, that's not even gonna be a grand trine. When the moon goes into, that's not even gonna be a grand trine. But actually, how that's gonna play out, which make sure you, when you got Gemini in your third house, make sure you having to initiate new ways on how to deal with the way you communicate and pretty much your surroundings. Try not to get stagnated. Try not to get caught down by other people during that time. Make sure you plant the right seeds and everything will be good. And also watch out for gossiping ass people too. Try not to be too gossipy or get held down by gossipness. Also, when we got Gemini in the fourth house, this is basically private roots, private emotions, and private families. Try not to be all over the place. Make sure you find a way where you can develop a rational thought and develop an emotional stance. Try to have balance. Try to have clarity, because you might put yourself in a circumstance situation of not being too balanced when it comes to your home matters, your private matters, or basically communication matters. Try not to put yourself out there on a back burner or the forklift, because you may be expressing yourself in ways where family members can take advantage of you, or you may be expressing shit that may not be needing to be expressed during this time. So try not to put too much off your chest. Try to keep things balanced during this time, and everything will be cool. When you got Gemini in the fifth house, you're basically gonna feel the need to be center stage. You're gonna feel the need to basically play twin during this time. You're gonna have two personalities when it comes to communication and thinking during this time. You may be very constructive, and of course, you may be thinking about yourself when it comes to Gemini in the fifth house. You may not give a fuck about others, but of course, if you can put this into practice and focus on developing a way where everybody can be seen and where the spotlight can be shined on everybody else, everything will basically be very good, and you don't have to worry about being seen as a self-pity person. And make sure you plant seeds in the right perspective. Also, when you got Gemini in the sixth house, you're gonna be relating to work matters and things of that nature. Try not to be relating on a negative scale, because it's gonna put you in a circumstance situation where you're gonna have misconceptions, and you may go to the extremes when it comes to routine, work, health, and you may be stressing over on the wrong things. So try not to put yourself in that predicament or circumstance situation. Make sure you valuing healthy routines and healthy matters. This way, I won't put you in a position of stressing or having chronic issues when it comes to health. Or you may be stressing about the wrong things, people not doing this, people not taking care of their responsibilities, or you may be very overwhelmed by you may see coming to your workplace, and of course you realize that you're the only one that's always cleaning up in your workplace, and you keep seeing motherfuckers dirty in the workplace. So you might spaz out. Try to chill, meditate, clear your mind, and everything will be alright. Try not to put too much emphasis on yourself. You'll be alright. When we got Gemini in the seventh house, this is basically partnerships during this time. Try not to put yourself in the circumstance situation of being used, because you may be used as a vessel when it comes to your partnerships and your relationships. But of course, you're going to be basically responding into ways dealing with you're going to be dealing with ways on how to express yourself. Everything don't need to be expressed. Try to find an equilibrium and a balance. You may be talking about and fantasizing about other people or other circumstances and situations that played out. You may be talking about your exes or what they did or what they didn't do. You may be gossiping during this time. Try not to do that, because you have the gift and you got a sextile. You got opportunities too. But try not to be in a circumstance situation that this will place you in a bad luck. Try to have balance and equilibrium, and try not to get your partner jealous too. Try to find balance too, because you may over fantasize about a circumstance situation that played previously, and of course words might be slipping out and you might just be acting without thinking. Also, when we got this in Gemini, this can 8th house in Gemini, this is hidden agendas when it comes to deep rooted desires. Try to make sure you're looking at the bigger picture. Try not to get lost into circumstances and situations of being rational or being very pity during this time, because you can be having dark thoughts during this time. You could be thinking about the wrong things and the wrongdoings and things of that nature. Try to find ways where you can pretty much get yourself right internally. Don't get too lost into the air. Things may be very foggy. Get more into your emotional core and pretty much heal yourself from there, and everything will basically start to look like rainbows. So you can grab your fruits, your vegetables, and you'll be all right. But yeah, don't try not to stress because you're going to fuck up your health too. Also, Gemini in the 9th house. This is basically, this is dealing with, yeah, when you got Gemini in the 9th house, this is basically dealing with agendas relating to philosophical points of views, beliefs, spiritual perspectives, and things of that nature. You may feel the need to basically get out there, go travel, or relate to people, places, and things. You may feel the need to go on a trip and just get out of the country, no matter what the circumstance situation is. Even if you got a fucking test to see if you got this unseen virus, you may feel the need to basically get on that plane, fly, and go somewhere. Gemini in the 10th house, you're going to be basically communicating about business, career goals, and institutions. Try not to put yourself in a circumstance situation of expressing too much. Try to get yourself in a circumstance situation of make sure everything is done quietly. Try not to be too out there. You can be a very inspirational person, but try not to put yourself in a circumstance situation of telling everybody about everything, because this can lead to karma, self-doubt, and worry down the line, which things may not play out to everything. You may be talking too much, gossiping too much about things. Try not to do that. Try to keep things hidden under the surface, and you'll be all right. Gemini in the 11th house, you're going to be communicating about the unfamiliar things, unfamiliar people, and familiar people during this time. You're going to be pretty much going deeply about spirituality, and going deeply about your beliefs and moral systems during this time. You're going to be talking highly about these things, or you may feel the need to basically bring up a groupings where everybody can be on point and be on task. And try not to put too much emphasis on things that don't really mean or hold true value, and you're going to be all right. Also, last but not least, when it comes to Gemini in the 12th house, you got the gift. So this is basically having a gift to fantasize about your dreams, your illusions, and your careers. You're going to be all over the place too. Try not to put yourself all over the place. You're going to feel the need to basically get away from mundane circumstances and situations and cut ties to when it comes to responsibilities and things that don't really hold no true value to your purpose. So you're going to be basically fantasizing about your dreams and your illusions. Make sure it's for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. But you're going to feel the need to basically escape. Now, when we got the sun signs for Aries, you're gonna have opportunities to express yourself, be open, be passionate, and be motivated. Try not to put yourself in a circumstance situation of downsizing people that may not be on the same level as you, and you'll be fine. Also, you're gonna be dealing with visions too, and the way you see things. Also, moon and Aries, you're gonna be receiving this reflection that's being pushed off from the sun signs. So you're gonna be basically digesting what they push out, which the sun express, the moon reflects. Tauruses, you're gonna be seeing the other side when it comes to your materialistic natures, your stability, structure, responsibilities, and values. Try not to put yourself in a circumstance situation of being too all over the place, but try to learn how to be more mutable and be more open. Geminis, the spotlight is on you right now. So you're gonna basically be an example on what to do when it comes to being communicative, being curious, being analytical when it comes to thinking and communication. Cancers, you're gonna basically be seeing the other side when it comes to being compassionate about your friends, your close family, and relatives. And Moon and Cancers, you're going to be receiving this. Leos, you got the opportunity to basically take center stage, express yourself, express your creativity, and be out there. Moon and Leos, you're going to be receiving that. Virgos, you're going to be learning how to, Virgos, you're going to basically be dealing with, learning how to deal with multitasking, mental exaltation. But the spotlight going to be on you, but the spotlight going to be on you with learn how to deal with circumstances and situations. Libras, you're going to pretty much have a gift to express yourself and, of course, be harmonious when it comes to relating. Scorpios, you're basically going to be dealing with circumstance situations when it comes to misunderstandings. You may be all over the place, be over-obsessive, or may lose control. Try not to do that. Sagittarius, you're going to be dealing with conflict, but, of course, this conflict is going to be too good for you because you're going to be dealing with expansion, travel, and growth. Capricorns, you need to get your life in check when it comes to misunderstandings. You're going to be expressing these things. Get your life in check and everything will be all right. Aquarius, you got the gift to be open-minded and highly intuitive. Pisces, you're going to be learning how to be more instinctive with your natures of expressing your imagination, creativity, and illusions. And these are the energies, though.